Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. I wish all you aspirants a very happy Civil Services Day, and this is today's big news as well. We will be discussing about why is it that on 21st of April we celebrate the Civil Services Day. We will see what the government actually does to commemorate this day and also a brief history of the evolution of the civil services in India. It will have a lot of facts that are important from the prelims point of view, a lot of facts that have already been asked in the prelims in some way or the other. But before we go in deeper into that, a few announcements for all of you. First, on 24th of April 2022, we have a very important workshop for all of you. That is how to best utilize the last 40 days before the prelims examination. This will be a 1 hour workshop at 11 am. The link to register for this workshop is given in the description of the video. Next, it is Friday tomorrow. That means time for the next explained session. Do join us tomorrow at 8 p.m. live on the YouTube channel of BYJU'S IAS, where the explained session will be on the Indian monsoon prediction. The topic will be discussed by Mukesh sir, and he will be giving you an in-depth knowledge about how is it that monsoons are predicted in India and why is it that the unpredictable monsoon gives us such a hard time in its prediction. Then tomorrow is also the time for release of episode number 4 of the Prelims 2022 Hack series. This episode will be uploaded at 3 p.m. tomorrow on the BYJU'S IAS YouTube channel. We will be discussing important mnemonics related to geography and environment. So do join us for that also. And now let's come back to the big news of the day. Today is 21st of April, that is the Civil Services Day. On this day in 1947, India's first Home Minister, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, gave an address to the newly appointed Administrative Services officers at New Delhi's Metcalfe House. This is the day that is commemorated as the Civil Services Day in India since 2006. He famously called the newly appointed civil servants as the steel frame of India. This is a phrase that has stuck to the UPSC Civil Services, and this is used for civil servants even today. Since 2006, the Union government celebrates this day at Delhi's Vigyan Bhawan by awarding those civil servants who have done commendable job in their tenure in the past 1 year or so. As I said, the Prime Minister of the country awards the civil servants for excellence in public administration. As per the government, the awards are given to acknowledge, recognize, reward the extraordinary and the innovative work done by the district organizations and central and the state governments. Now, in 2021, there were about 3,408 nominations that were given for these awards. These nominations belonged to different programs of the government, including the Poshan Abhiyan, One District, One Product scheme, Khelo India scheme, innovation, etc. So the civil servants who did great job in these particular programs or fields were awarded by the government. As per the government in 2022, the government will recognize exemplary work done by civil servants in 5 priority programs, which include promoting Jan Bhagidari or people's participation in Poshan Abhiyan. Second, promoting excellence in sports and wellness through the Khelo India initiative. Third, the digital payments and good governance in Pradhan Mantri Swanidhi Yojana. Fourth, holistic development through One District, One Product scheme. And 5, seamless end-to-end delivery of services without human intervention. We will see who will get these awards in the coming days. Now it is time to understand and discuss a brief history of the evolution of the civil services in India. As we know, the concept of civil service in India started with the time of the East India Company itself. However, there is a lot of difference between the civil services of that time and the current civil services. At that point of time, the civil servants were nominated by the directors of the East India Company. Then they were trained at the Haileybury College in London and then they were sent to India. Mostly these civil servants were no one but relatives of the directors of the East India Company, or they were friends or the people known to the directors of the East India Company. This was very similar to today's IT culture where everyone wants to go on site and earn a lot of money and then come back. Similarly, people wanted to come to India from Britain as civil servants, earn a lot of money through legal or illegal means and then go back to London. That is why the directors of the East India Company usually chose the people who were close to them. Indian leaders, however, demanded that we should have an open examination for civil services and Indians should also be allowed to join it. It was only after Lord Macaulay's report to the Select Committee of the British Parliament that the concept of merit-based examination was introduced in 1855. After which, the Civil Services Commission was set up in London itself in 1854 and the first competitive exam was held in 1855. However, as you know, the conditions and the syllabus of the exam were designed in such a manner that it was almost impossible for the Indians to crack the examination. The minimum age was 18, maximum was 23. The entire syllabus was based on British ideas. For example, the questions were from British history, British geography, British economics. You needed to have a lot more skills apart from just clearing the examination. That is why it took a long time for any Indian to clear the examination. However, in 1864, Satyendranath Tagore became the first Indian to clear this examination. The biggest hurdle was that in the initial years, the examination was only held in London. That is why only very few Indians could even afford to go to London all the way just to give this examination. It was only after the First World War and the Montagu-Chelmsford reforms that the exam was now held in India. It was from 1922 onwards that the ICS or the Indian Civil Service exam started to be held in India, first in Allahabad and then in Delhi, which led to the establishment of a new body in India called the Federal Public Service Commission. Now, do remember this examination from the 1850s and 1860s was only about inducting the civil servants, which did not include the IPS or Indian Police Service. In fact, the entry of Indians into Imperial Police was only open after 1920, that too at a very slow pace, despite multiple commissions suggesting otherwise. There were two important commissions of that time, that is Islington Commission and the Lee Commission, both of which recommended participation of Indians in the civil services and in the police at a larger scale. However, the number of Indians increased in the police services only after 1939, when more and more Europeans wanted to go back. The Second World War had also started, so there was lack of police officers to serve at the higher levels, and that is when the Indians were started to be inducted at a larger scale in the Indian police service. The Indian Forest Service, in fact, started even later on. Officially, the Indian Forest Service was created in 1966 under the All India Services Act. Now, earlier, the British had divided the civil services into two categories. One, covenanted, and second, uncovenanted services based on the nature of work, the pay scale, the appointing authority, etc. In 1887, however, there was a commission set up called Atchison Commission that recommended categorization of these services into three fields: imperial services, provincial services, and the subordinate services. That is, the ones that would work at the central level, state level, and then at the local level. Now, the Public Service Commission in India was first suggested to be set up in 1919 with the first dispatch of the Government of India and the Indian constitutional reforms. However, despite this suggestion, the government in India was in no hurry to set up this commission, and they wanted such a commission to work from London only. It was only after Lee Commission had recommended that the commission should be set up without any delay in 1924, only then the Public Service Commission was set up. Officially, the Public Service Commission was set up in India in 1926 October. It had 4 members apart from the chairman. The first chairman of the Public Service Commission was Sir Ross Baker. Now, this fact about Sir Ross Baker being the first chairman of the commission has been asked in the prelims examination earlier as well. In fact, from the part that we have studied in the last 2 slides, multiple facts have been asked in the prelims examination in the past and can be asked in the future as well. Now, while the commission was set up in 1926, there were no clear provisions about the powers of this commission, what can it do and what can it not do. These detailed provisions only came into being in 1935. That is when the Public Service Commission was renamed as a Federal Public Service Commission in 1937. The same Federal Public Service Commission that we today know as a Union Public Service Commission, having chairman and the members. There is an article in the Indian Constitution, that is Article 378, that says the members and the chairperson of the Federal Public Service Commission after independence will take over as a chairman and members of the UPSC. So the same people became the chairman and members of the new UPSC, the same post that they were holding in the earlier Federal Public Service Commission. This is all that you needed to know about how the civil services in India came into being. Once again, a very happy Civil Services Day to all of you. I hope by the time that we have the next Civil Services Day, you are one step closer to your dream. Thank you so much for watching the video.